Unrivaled League needs Caitlin Clark, and they are preparing to offer her a massive.
Given that ESPN recently published a significant report about Caitlin Clark's unbeatable offer, the WNBA is already in a state of complete panic. The WNBA anticipated this, let's be honest. The only bright spot that has been propelling the WNBA to previously unheard of heights is Caitlin Clark. However, what did she get in exchange? Oh, an absurd $775,000 increase on top of a whole bundle of racist and physical abuse, despite making millions of dollars for the league.
Having to move their venues when she comes to play, and she's getting paid like $75,000 a year. She should be one of the top paid players in the world just for the sheer numbers that she's brought.
But the unmatched understand the value of a true star and are compensating her for her talent in addition to offering her a safe sanctuary where she will be honored. There won't be any more nasty or derogatory comments regarding her skin tone. I'll give you the details. It is well worth the money, I assure you.
It has also been reported that Unrivaled 3-on-3 League offered Caitlin Clark significant equity in the league and a salary that is over $1 million.
As a result, ESPN shockingly revealed that Caitlin had received an incredible $1 million offer for just 3 months from Unrivaled, a significant international league. This wage is not seasonal. Instead, they are asking her to play for 3 months, which is over 15 times what the WNBA was paying her for the whole year. In essence, Unrivaled is saying, hey, we actually recognize talent and we're ready to pay for it. She continues to act like a novice on a trial run when the WNBA is over here.
It's something that I've also been thinking about, and I've told you guys in the past that I do work with.
Fans were buying Caitlin Clark's jerseys as if they had vanished, and the court was full when she took the court. Everyone knew that Caitlin was a walking, talking, revenue-generating machine the next day. She wasn't merely having fun. The WNBA was a gold mine thanks to her one-woman act. Merchandise was flying off the shelves and tickets were going for the highest price.
It's been so clear for so many people the Caitlin Clark effect that she has had on the WNBA this season. We have talked about it so much on this channel. She has raised overall viewership.
The worst part is that, in spite of all the money she was making, her actual annual salary was an absurd $70,000. You did really read accurately. The player who helped the WNBA reach previously unheard of heights was awarded $770,000. Because of her, the professional sports league was profitable. This wasn't simply about selling tickets, even though Caitlin herself was making less than other mascots. She represented all of the merchandise. And the WNBA handed her a few pennies and called it a day when spectators showed up for the main event.
Making such a buzz about all of these other players who are joining, and you're just not saying anything about Caitlin, or you're not putting aside whatever millions of dollars need to be had to get her into your league. I feel like it was a missed opportunity.
She was also being criticized off the court for the color of her skin. That's right. Instead of supporting their brightest star, the WNBA let her play in what felt like a battleground. The WNBA was meant to be Caitlin Clark's big break, her great stage to display her brilliance to a national audience, but after only 1 season, it turned into a battlefield. Meanwhile, Unrivaled is not only promising safety, but also creating the rule that they won't tolerate any of that. Here, we're not merely discussing rough play. It was almost like a fight. Her opponents appeared determined to thwart her in any way they could from the very first game, knowing full well that they would likely get away with it. Caitlin won't have to worry about absorbing punches or avoiding prejudice in the encouraging, bias-free environment she has never experienced in the WNBA.
List goes on, but there have been so many players, coaches, media personality who have been so afraid to just admit the fact that Caitlin Clark has been the sole reason for so many of these things happening this season in the WNBA.
Let's discuss the event that everyone recalls. During one of the most intense games of the season, Angel Reese, yes, that Angel Reese, went directly for Caitlin's head. We're discussing it openly and without hesitation. The referees were totally blind, but the audience, commentators, and cameras all saw it. Caitlin had to brush it off and carry on playing Seattle because there was no whistle or foul. We've become fairly close all of a sudden. Throughout the entire second quarter, this has been the closest. 44. As you can see, Nobody is leaving. Then there was the playoff nightmare that drove fans crazy. Again, after Caitlyn had a brutal poke to the eye, the referees simply shrugged, found no infraction, and pretended that she was an invisible athlete who didn't need any protection. Not a gentle tap, but a blow strong enough to deter her and put her in danger of real harm.
Seattle, and all of a sudden, we're pretty close. This has been as close as it's been all second quarter long, 44.
After all of this, Caitlyn finally hits her breaking point during one of those extremely stressful moments, at which point she becomes enraged and slams, as if they had been waiting for this exact moment. After the stanza, the referees declare a foul on her since they now have superior vision. It appears that venting her annoyance on a piece of equipment was a warning sign, but it was a clever move to really smack her in the face or poke her in the eye. This was not a singular occurrence. Instead, viewers were unable to ignore the season-long trend. Think about this. The WNBA hardly acknowledged Caitlyn each time she was knocked down. It was as if she were just another player, as if she hadn't helped them achieve unprecedented viewership and ticket sales. While her opponents seemed to have unfettered access to pursue her, Caitlyn was supposed to follow a single set of rules. But it wasn't just the officials who made mistakes. After the playoff eye injury that obviously affected her vision, the league would not even bring it up. Did they make a remark or voice any worries? No, not at all. Everything proceeded according to plan. Stay silent, hope she gets better, and pretend nothing happened.
Seen it? Ain't nobody go for a ball like this and then their hand go down like this. You go to block the ball, you would think she would do this or the poking out like this. How are you going to go for the ball like this and then have your hand come down and hit her right in the eye? Intent.
And Unrivaled can help with that. They've been keeping an eye on Caitlyn's experiences, and they're making it apparent that they don't fool around with player safety. Instead of allowing gamers to be beaten up with no repercussions, they take a totally different approach with real regulations that protect them. They don't simply send in a trainer when a player is injured. They have actual proactive medical support available if it's serious, ready to go as soon as something goes wrong. We're not talking about bandaging them and wishing them luck. We're talking about providing them with urgent, high-quality care.
It'll be interesting to see how well this league does, how much these women get paid, if there are any significant injuries.
However, Unmatched is taking into account what happens after an injury, which is probably a new concept for the WNBA. Rather than pressuring players to return to the court as soon as they can stand, they're giving them comprehensive post-injury support. They cure them, keep an eye on their recuperation, and truly ensure they're prepared to play safely. It takes more than merely taping them and instructing them to go for it to be unsurpassed. Before they even think about returning to the game, they want players to feel powerful, confident, and well-prepared. After taking hit after hit, Caitlyn was barely able to retrieve an ice pack from them.
Average WNBA viewership, okay, game, 7,300 in attendance, okay? The average Angel Reese game is 10,100, 10,200 they come to watch her. You know what the average attendance is when Caitlin Clark plays home or the road?
What?
15,300.
Wow.
Okay.
The physical attack is only one aspect of it. When compared to the league's average of 7,300 spectators each game this season before, Caitlyn was pulling an average of 15,000 spectators per game in her first season, which is not only remarkable, but also a record. Caitlyn clearly went above and beyond. The 15,000 spectators weren't merely sitting in silence. They were all in, loud and loyal. They came to wave signs with her name on them, cheer, and chant. Nor did they depart empty-handed. Fans were picking up any item of Caitlyn apparel they could find, buying her shirts faster than retailers could restock.
Because she's white, she's straight, and more importantly, she's better than everybody else. Period. End of story.
Angel and Alyssa had a different viewpoint as Caitlyn was breaking records. Instead of acknowledging the tremendous boost Caitlyn was providing to the league, they accused the new diverse wave of fans she was bringing of being racist. Indeed, Caitlyn's supporters were accused of racism by some of the league's own players. It had nothing to do with Caitlyn's talent or her revolutionary impact on the league. Instead, it was about making her admirers seem like outsiders who didn't belong. Players in the Unrivaled League are recognized for their skill. Thus, the WNBA will experience severe panic as a result of the offer.